Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're over on the YouTube account and we are in the final hours of the boss within the Cursed Realm, guys. That is right. The Dune Destroyer is almost done at this point. We have a couple more hours and the new guide did come up over on Cursed Friends. So I'm going to run through here. I used a lot of diamonds. If you look, guys, I have, I believe, about 116 diamonds left. Used a lot of diamonds, was actually at 22%. Worked on a bunch of different formations, got it down to 14%. So I'm going to go over the formations that I'm using in here. Then I'm also going to put a link to the one over on the Cursed Friends. That way you can check it out, guys. Again, you're going to have to do it very, very quick. We have 9 hours left of this, probably even less by the time we get the video up. But looking at the teams that I'm using, I'm going to run through them. Now, one big thing to note within the Dune Destroyer, within the Cursed Realm, you cannot heal. That is one of the big things, guys. So heroes like the Awakened version of Solus rendered almost entirely useless because you cannot heal. So this is really dependent on the shielding aspect that you have within here versus that healing aspect. So a little bit of a change up. Now I'm going to go through some of these teams again. Some of them are very expensive. Now the first one, of course, being the Awakened version of Baden. I do not have him built at all. He is the one that I merc every single week. We talked about it earlier over on the live stream, guys. Merc a copy of him if you don't have him and Brutus. Out of those two, you want to make sure that you always have a copy of. But we have Oden in here, absolutely a build. Twins, Mortis, and Estrilda, absolutely priorities to build, guys, with the Fire Breather within the first formation. This is going to allow the Awakened version of Baden to actually crowd control 2 of the 3 targets in here. Last one kind of being picked up from Oden, and then just literally stacking damage within this formation. Looking at our second team, this is interesting because when you look at the Cursed Friends guide, Team 2 and Team 5 in here can be swapped, and a lot of players have found that this is the original Team 5. I swapped 5 and 2, did a lot more damage, guys, within swapping these 2 formations around. So this is the one that worked for me, was running Brutus with Daemon. I actually ran Daemon in here. I know the guide I don't think has Daemon in here. But because of the shielding aspect he possesses, the damage amplification in this is very high. Brutus, Moriel, and Queen keep all of the targets together, which is nice. And then, of course, we can have a lot of damage generation through this team. We have Lucretia actually hiding back behind the owl. Moriel, now, if you don't have Moriel, again, look towards the guide. What I do when I go through the guide is I go through the best in slot teams, build all the ones that I can, and then fill in the gaps where we need to with some of the other ones. Now, this is another formation that we were talking about earlier today. This is running Orthos with the original version of Taylene. Now, in this formation, you really have a couple different options, but if Taylene is not the strongest hero within this formation does not work at all, period. Doesn't make a difference. If Anasta is stronger, you have to get Taylene. Taylene has to have Orthos' ability to move. When he ults, if again Taylene is not the strongest, it will not work. Now, Anasta, I like in this formation, again, for the mitigation factor. A majority of this team will actually go to the enemy side, locking everyone together. Scragg's 9 of 9 furniture, which I still love that we're seeing Scrag in here. A lot of these I could build out quite a bit with the engraving, things of that nature. But as they are right now, guys, it is what it is. Looking at our team 4, this is an easy compromise. This is actually one that a lot of players do run. Campaign formations meta. Sometimes in an actual campaign, they might drop out Saurus, put in Khazard. But this works, guys. It is a ton of crowd control. Now, one thing to note here is we have Talus Main. And Talus Main will actually follow Joan. It follows the support hero. And since some of the support heroes go to the enemy side, Talus Main will actually blow them up a significant amount of times because the little beast will follow the support to the enemy side. I don't think that's the intent. I know a lot of players were saying it's kind of bugged like that. It wasn't meant to be like that, but that is the way that it is working, guys. So we will utilize it while we have it. Looking at Team 5, again, this was kind of a swap. I feel like the original version of Baden in this comp needs to be built out a little bit more. Played around again with a couple 100 diamonds, went through a couple different formations. This is really the best one that I found, because since you don't have the ability to heal, damage mitigation, huge. Shielding abilities, huge. That is really the 2 big ones. Again, having Baden built up a little bit higher would be super beneficial in here, because he can get to a point where if he's bringing up a lot of different minions, he actually will not take the damage. Unfortunately, this team gets overrun because I don't have Baden in this one built up big enough. But again, I swapped out a couple different heroes, and this is the one that worked. Now, looking at our final formation, the Awakened version of Thane. Again, this one shows Warwick with Palmer up front. I tried it about 10 or 15 times, guys. I could not get Palmer for the life of me to live within this formation in the front. So I swapped Halos and Palmer, actually swapped out their place within here. Worked incredibly well. Damage went through the roof. When you start getting up the buffs and when you start getting up the cubes on Grez and get the cubes up on the Awakened version of Thane, even though you don't kill the target, he still does a lot of damage. And this was actually the only way I could keep Palmer alive, was putting him back here, because of course the Dune Destroyer does a lot of damage, guys. So I'm going to go through, I'm going to do my 5 auto battles. Hopefully we can score a little bit higher, because again, we were at 22. I made it to about 18. I went to 16. Now we're at 14. I feel like I got the solid team, which this is the same team that I got to 14 at. I'm hoping with a little bit of RNG these last 5 attempts that we're going to be able to get this done. And guys, to spend a little bit more diamonds in here, to spend 100, 200 diamonds, you know, whatever it may be, it is very beneficial because of the loot you get in here. If you think even 10%, look at that, very nice. But like I was saying, guys, if I spend 200 diamonds in here and one single time emblem costs me 500 diamonds, to spend a little more time and effort in here to make teams that work is huge. It is very huge, guys. Again, more attempts, lower the RNG factor, 26.9. Very nice. That is our new record. I knew this team could do it, guys. But looking at the rewards, this is the big thing, guys, is going down. We're literally getting what, 1,000? I mean, right there's $2,000 in, or 2,000 diamonds in time emblems. We get some more loot across the board as we do a little bit better. But again, I've used probably about 400 diamonds in here. So that was another 20 challenge attempts to get to the 10%, which again, the loot is worth it, guys. If there is a game mode that you're going to focus on, that you're going to spend the time and effort on, this is absolutely the game mode you want to do. You can see we went through a lot of attempts through here to get a formation that works. But now, rolling into the next iteration of the Dune Destroyer, I can have some of these heroes built up a little bit. Vithiel I want to build up a little bit. Kanisa and Rook I do want to build up a little bit more. I need some more engraving in there. Need some more furniture on a couple of heroes, which is the reason why I've been really focusing on building out the Poe coins so we can continue to build them up. So all right, guys, so that'll do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the Dune Destroyer and the Cursed Realm. And as always, thank you guys for watching.